Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with a 2B Hero X episode number 22 reaction. So the previous episode we were seeing Dragon Boy's story, or like he is has been tasked by Rock to take out Smile, and Nice has also been kind of told to do the same to take care of the whole situation. However, for Nice, Smile was one of his childhood heroes. He looked up to him. He became a hero himself because of that, and now he's been tasked into taking care of the situation. So like we see Dragon Boy like confronting Smile, and like the whole fight happened. We also get to know about Boy's power. He gets attacked and he, I think, absorbs it, and then after a certain threshold he just like he unleashes it out. Also, we met X, like his civilian form. He's good friends with Smile, like, so quite a few things happened. Anyways, in the end, we are in a situation where Dragon Boy is fighting Smile, and Dragon Boy has called out Nice, who has been looking at the whole situation from the shadows. So that's where it ended. So let's see what happens. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, this is when he was brought in by Rock, I guess, when he was a child. Hmm. Yeah. Zeros. Right. Battle took all the heroes. Bruh. Hmm. Hmm. Damn. Right. Right. Okay. Well, Oh, X. What? What happened? Oh, because I was drunk the previous night. God damn. Oh, nice is here. Oh no, he's not here for what you think. God damn it. Right. Yeah, otherwise, why would he be? Oh, he has something in his hand. What the? Oh my god. God damn it. They're testing it on dogs. Wait for the injection into the winning party. Oh my god. Yeah, that's your plan? Oh boy. Yeah. Well, god damn. This is so crazy. Yeah. Yeah. All these CEOs are just. Oh! Yeah. Well, it is conflicted very much. On one side, it is his the person who inspired him the most, and the other side is his what he has been told to do. Did he insert it on Dragon Boy or was it Smile? Let's see. Yeah, okay, there you go. I was thinking he was going to do that. But now what? Like he well, I'm pretty sure that's fear. Yeah. Wait, is it, his signs are glowing, so is it also kind of absorbing it or something? Because, oh no, never mind. Like, how it absorbs physical attacks and then, oh my god. My powers. Yeah, okay, I literally was saying that it can, but because his signs were glowing. Oh my god. He put it, yeah, he threw it on Smile. Oh god. Well, it's done. This is, ah. Oh, yeah, but obviously it's gonna get absorbed. But the thing is, like, how much can it absorb? There should be a threshold, right? If it goes above that, I don't think his body can take it. Ugh. Oh my god, that counter was crazy. What the hell? He became. Ah. Yeah, you guys, where were you guys up until now? Now that this is happening, there. I guess one person was there who was seeing it before, but still, all these people suddenly decided to turn up now. Guys, you're gonna get attacked. Are these people stupid? You know what? Oh my god. Oh. Oh, it's not absorbing anymore. You see, the signs are not glowing. Oh damn, it's blocked. Yeah. Wait, is he also experiencing fear? Yeah, because it's like, oh no, this is past. What the hell? Yeah, this is what. Oh my god. This was. So he was like a. I guess he was tested upon. I thought this was like a metaphor or something. Never. This is like his past. Yeah, it's glowing again. Okay, so. Oh, what the hell? What the hell? Ah! All that power that he has been getting hit with. Twofold. Oh my god! Oh, that's the fear. Or no? Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Damn, one punch. Ah, now he's going to. Oh, this is. No, why did you attack him first? Now people are going to be like, oh, look, Nice is attacking him. This is just. Yeah, that was a bad. I was literally saying. They'll be like, oh, look, Nice wasn't helping first. Now he just attacked him. Also, Nice's power will probably reduce because it's going in social media. People are going to react, and his power is going to reduce because people might will lose trust on him. Giant Boy's power will increase because people will be like cheering him on and everything. God damn. Oh, you guys need to freaking. Right. Oh, okay. Oh, he. Nice. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. He's just absorbing it. Ugh. Oh, here we go. It's out. Ah, what? What just happened? Oh, X. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's 3D again. He used his. Oh, this is crazy. Hey. Oh. I was waiting for an episode like this. So wait, he can. Oh, you're done for, Dragon Boy. You idiot. Yeah, you're dumb. That power went to your head. You need to cool down. Literal 2D paper. Sorry, 3D paper. Oh, wait, what? What happened? Oh yeah, okay. Well, you know what? Whatever happened, it was cool. So this is probably what he did to Queen. Like how he like one-shotted her. Well, screw you, Dragon Boy. Your whole plan is gone now. Nobody's looking at you or Knives. Everyone's looking at X now. Or I would say, screw you, Rock. Obviously, he's not at fault. He's just been manipulated by Rock and everything. I wouldn't call him. He's completely not at fault, but most of the fault lies with Rock. God damn it, he was his friend. This is just so messed up. Oh, you're still smiling. The last smile. Ah, he has figured something out because unless you do something about his broken ability of turning things into 2D and just snatching it out like a piece of paper, I don't think you'd have anything, Rock. Not, you cannot do anything now, at least, unless and until, gather some weakness of X. But yeah, but I guess if he like starts digging into his past or whatever, he might get some clues or whatever. But it's still going to be extremely difficult. X's power is something else. Like, can you imagine? Like, I still don't understand how it works properly, but I have an inkling now, proper inkling as to what he does. So basically, he turns, like, based on the situation, he turns it from 3D to 2D and vice versa to kind of alter the environment and like go along with it. Like, you could see there was a section where he snaps his finger, jumps off, and you can see like cans, like tin cans. He was like riding on them, and then he snaps again, and you can see it's actually like the the rope of the bridge. The thing. I don't know what you call them. And okay, yeah. And then there was obviously the whole section with Dragon Boy where he snapped his finger, like I guess he was in like that part kind of confused me, but because he was already in 2D at that point, but I guess he kind of like, when he changed dimensions, I guess he like snatched him out like a 2D piece of paper and just threw him to the other side. So like it changes. So basically, the way you're seeing this world, for example, like in front of what's his name? In front of X, uh, obviously there's like maybe like a lot of things in the environment, and when he snaps his finger and turns it into 2D, those things change accordingly, like in a 2D cartoon or whatever. And then he can alter that. So that's why I guess he was able to change Dragon Ball into a piece of paper. Still, I don't know like how exactly it works, but it is something like that. You know, like when he changes dimensions, like things also change. And based on that he can do stuff, I guess. Like, accordingly. It's like for example, as we saw, like those cans, that those like aluminum cans that he was like sliding upon, those were actually the rope way to the bridge. Yeah, so it's just now I think like it kind of works like this. As we saw, it was like those like cans he was sliding upon, those were like the rope of the bridge. I think if he did something like grabbed one of those cans and kind of broke it and threw it away, that would be him breaking that line of the bridge. And just like how he transformed Dragon Ball into a piece of paper, just snatched it out and threw it away. And then like in the real world, it was Dragon Ball, it seemed like Dragon Ball just got teleported into the water. It's something like that. So based on him changing dimensions and doing something in this alternate dimension, it reflects in this in the real world. So something like that. Like let's just say that maybe when he was fighting Dragon Ball, he changed dimensions, and Dragon Ball in front of him was like a piece of paper or something like that. He was obviously he was 2D, so so he snatched it out like a piece of paper, crumpled it up and threw it into the water. But in real world, it was him just doing that to Dragon Ball. Obviously, people in the real world didn't see what was happening. They thought like, oh my god, Dragon Ball just got somehow transported into the water. But that's what happened. I think he did something similar to Queen as well when he fought her. Um, you know. So yeah. Anyways, I there's still a lot of questions. I don't know, like exactly how it works, but right, But yeah, it's been a while. We got the 3D animation again. Like, crazy. Um yeah. And also, I think this is another thing I kind of realized. I said this before as well. Yancho and Ling Li, both of them like had the whole 2D 3D transitions going on. But then, like it stopped obviously because we went to the past, because at back then X wasn't X. And then even after X became X, like, and everything that happened after that, we still didn't get any 3D animation. I was wondering why that happened, because if story wise, if you think about it, like we should be having 3D animations after that, right? After X became X. But I think it's more of the fact that X needs to be in the vicinity. Like if X is in the vicinity, he can do this. And so I'm guessing whenever in the first few episodes the 2D 3D transition was happening, X was in the vicinity somewhere. For example, when E-Soul was fighting, the old E-Soul versus new E-Soul battle was happening, there was, you can clearly hear a snap sound, and and the whole like transition happened. X was probably there somewhere in vicinity over there, you know, and something like that. I guess it would explain, a lot of things. Why the 2D animation stopped even after X became X, and all those questions could be answered. He was probably not in the vicinity. He didn't know what was going on. But here he was in the vicinity, so he could just come and help out. Nice. Right. But here's another thing. I do wonder how X realized that Smile was in trouble, because you can clearly see he wakes up. Obviously, he was hungover. He wakes up and he, I think, threw up. And there was a section, right, where he kind of seemed like he realized something happened to Smile. Wait a minute, let me just recheck that part. Yeah. Oh, no, no. He wakes up. He wakes up from his sleep because he felt something was going on. And then obviously he was hungover, so he threw up. That's different. That's like, that's not the, you know. But the fact that he felt something and he woke up and he was like, something is wrong. I wonder what that was about. You know, how did he feel that? Is this also like some kind of his power or something? Like he clearly understood that Smile was in trouble or something like that. He understood. Okay, anyways, I've been talking about X from the beginning. A lot of things happened beyond X in this episode. Let's talk about those things first. So first and foremost, we had obviously Rock. We saw what happened after that. Rock brought Dragon Boy into this, into the basement, and then that whole section happened where he was like, "Oh, this is Zero." He was, like he was uh, a lot of faith was put in him, and it was so much that, like bad negative emotions from other people also like started seeping into him, and all those things he kind of explained, and how it was too much for someone, like, at the end of the day, he wasn't god, he was a mortal, but he got powers equaling of a god, which as a mortal he couldn't properly, like do anything with it. He broke down, and that's why, Rock said that he was as strong as a god, or he was reaching that position, but he wasn't perfect, which was, which was the reason why he fell. The downfall happened, um, and that's why he's like, like, that's why I'm preparing you to ascend to godhood. All those stuff he said, and I guess he said, like, I'm going to train you to endure, which was obviously what his specialty was. So, not only, and we can see the result of that later. Like, not only can he endure physical blows, even fear he can endure. And even if it's something, not only fear, I feel like if it's something like, which is like acting on your body, he can endure it. For example, poison. Let's say he gets poisoned, he can endure that as well, and it's going to affect, his the way his body works, where, it absorbs the damage and you can just unleash it. So yeah, so I think like nothing really can work against him, be it physical attacks or any type of, um like bodily, like, like in internal bodily attack, like it'll just be absorbed by him and he can just unleash it. However, it seems like he's pretty, like, like foolproof. His whole defense is pretty foolproof in that, if you just think about that. But I guess there are a few ways I can think of that you can defeat Dragon Boy. Number one, obviously, like, we literally saw X defeat him. That's not like X's power is something else. I'm not talking about X. But normally, if you fight him, I feel like there's a few things you can do to defeat him. Number one, I think, I'm not sure how mental attacks work on him. Like attacks like, for example, if you like hypnotize him or something like that, like those type of mental attack, like, will they also get absorbed by his body, like how his fear got absorbed like that, and he can attack? I don't know, maybe that's one way. There's another way. I feel like, obviously, how much you endure, there should be a limit to everything. If you break that limit and break that threshold, I feel like you can completely destroy him like that. If you like use an attack so powerful that it goes beyond that endurance threshold, it's done for him. Then, he's probably going to just self-destruct in that way. His body won't be able to handle it. So that's another way I feel like you can defeat Dragon Ball. you know and then obviously, like I said, powers, like excess power, Queen's power. I'm not sure how much effective Queen's power will be, but I feel like Queen's power might also be very much effective on him, because Queen uses like the whole, thing that she does, the, I don't know what you call it, I forgot what you call it, the area that he designates, and he imposes like a rule and an order to it, that I think can be effective against him. um you know So these type of things, normal physical attacks or these type of like internal bodily attacks, it won't work. He's just going to absorb it and just unleash it twofold. So he's a tricky opponent, and that is why you can see obviously we have so much trouble now. Here we come to the moral, not moral dilemma, but I guess you could say like nicest, like obviously like Smile's whole, you know, Smile is a hero, and Nice became a hero looking up to Smile. So now Shand has told him that, oh, you are going to go there and you're going to inject this fear into the person who wins, and then you're going to defeat them, and then you're going to get all the glory. That was his plan. He's like, you're going to stay there, sneak around. Dragon Boy and Smile are going to fight. Whoever wins, inject the fear into them, defeat them. You're the winner. That was the plan. Obviously, that plan fails as soon as Dragon Boy calls him out. And not only that, then he's like, what should I do now? Now that my plan is outside, he has to inject someone with the fear. And so he then decides to inject Dragon Boy, which is obviously he couldn't inject Smile with it because he's his like childhood hero and everything. It doesn't matter how much Hunt told him to do it or whatever, like how much he has been uh, controlled by him. Like he just couldn't do it because yeah. So he does that, and then it turns out Dragon Boy was like, doesn't matter. I absorbed it, and then like he spits it out, falls on Smile. Smile becomes this monster, and then we all know what happened. So yeah, now the public, however, they obviously in their eyes they're saying, oh, Dragon Boy is fighting this monster. Obviously they don't know that monster is Smile, this monster. And oh, what, Nice is just watching that? What's going on? Why is Nice not fighting? That's not very nice of Nice. you know right. And yeah, and obviously FOMO exists. Start snapping pictures, sharing it on social media, and this whole thing is like a worldwide phenomenon now. Everyone's watching Nice just standing there doing nothing while Dragon Boy is fighting. And it still would have been fine if not after Dragon Boy defeated Smile, if not Nice attacking Dragon Boy. That made it even worse. Now everyone is like, oh, what the hell? Nice wasn't even helping him. And now that he has defeated this monster, Nice ended up attacking Dragon Boy. What the hell is wrong with him? Yeah, like he's just doing it for clout, this and that, all those things. You know, so yeah, like if he didn't throw the first punch, I feel like Dragon Boy couldn't have done anything there. He probably would have retreated because yeah, it makes sense. As soon as Nice threw the punch, because obviously he was scared and he didn't know what to do, and he was like confused, and like a lot of emotions in his head at the same time. Like Smile was someone who he idolized from a very like young age. He was the reason why he became a hero, and all of this happened. He's already very much upset about that, very much sad, blaming himself. On top of that, now Dragon Boy is the one who defeated him, and he's like literally coming up in front of him. So his nerves just gave out. He just reflexively attacked, and it's done. As soon as that happened, obviously now people are like, and now if Dragon Boy attacks, nobody will say anything. They'll be like, oh, self-defense, he's just doing it because he hit him first. So yeah, all those things, like everything was going according to Dragon Boy and Rock's plan up until X comes in. Now I'll talk about the whole X section again later, but first let me talk about Dragon Boy's past. So Dragon Boy's past was something that we saw briefly in today's episode, where I don't know who those two guys were. I'm guessing they're like researchers or something. So, or maybe they're like his parents or something. It wouldn't surprise me, you know. But anyways, they were, I guess, experimenting on him in a way by putting him inside ice cold water and just sealing it. The ice was like sealing it, and they were like, oh, like you have to endure this. And break out of this, and like, so he has been subjected to that from a very young age. And obviously, and that is why he has this attitude of like, like, this attitude of like, I don't believe anyone, I'm my only, like, I'm the only person I can trust in, like that kind of thing. And obviously Rock took advantage of it and brought him in. So yeah, but that was his past. That's how he spent his childhood. And Rock brought him in, and Rock was like, yeah, you know what, I'm just going to use that. I'm going to just uh like, take advantage of your situation. And yeah, there you go, that's what happened. So yeah, like I was saying, it's like, here's the thing. Obviously he shares responsibility with what he did, Dragon Boy, what he did to Smile. But at the end of the day, the main person who did all of this was Rock. Like, he was the one who, not only did he like make Dragon Boy like this, like he like so like, like I said, like, it's just, the thing is that I cannot blame Dragon Boy here, because he technically was used in a way, and his circumstance was used. If he had like a good childhood, or like a normal childhood, he definitely wouldn't have become like this, and Rock wouldn't be able to manipulate him and all that. You know, it was his environment, the environment that he grew up in, that made him into this person, and Rock just took advantage of it. So you can't say technically he isn't to blame. It was those guys who made him like this is to blame. But then at the same time, he does share a little bit of responsibility for this, because at the end of the day, he was also the one who did this. So it's a complicated type of situation. Like, yeah, he and Rock were the reasons why this happened. But at the same time, you cannot blame him completely, because he was also a victim from the get go. You know, so yeah. And I guess if you think about it like that, I guess everyone has like a past and a reason why they became like this. So like, everyone is a victim, I guess, in that way. But still, like, like, the majority of the blame, I guess you can, say that Rock, it is Rock who is, like, doing all of this. And his whole thing is like, oh, I'm going to bring back Zero, all that stuff he's doing. And that is why he's like, not only did he like destroy Isol's life, he's doing all of this to Dragon Boy. And he's just, he's just, like, the proper villain, I guess you could say. Like, all the CEOs are villains. Except, I don't know about Zack. Like I said, we still haven't seen much about Zack to say anything about him. For now, I'm excluding Zack from it. But other than him, every single CEO is a freaking villain. Like, Rock is more of a, like, oh, like, yeah, he's a villain and we know about it. That type of villain. Like, yeah. Mickey's more of the conniving, cunning villain, and Shund is basically the villain who wants vengeance. You know, so it's just that. Like, this is like the state of the whole thing. Like, nobody else is villains. The freaking CEOs are the villains in this show. You need to go and smack them in the face, all of them. So like, just we need to stop them first. And good lord, this is just such a uh, like, so much trouble. Like, none of this would have existed if the freaking CEOs were at least like decent human beings. None of, like, you can see, like, half of this show's problems stems from them. Absolute garbage. Like, like, what type of a, good god, like, we aren't fighting villains, we're fighting our own, like, like, the people who are literally, oh god, this is just absolutely, like, so jarring. Like, to see that these guys have control over all these heroes, like, and yeah, it's just, it's all business, like, from, obviously, it's for Big Mickey, it's business. For Rock, it's like a like an ambition that he wants to complete. And for Shun, it's vengeance. These three. And Again, I don't know anything about Zach. We barely have seen him, so I don't know if he has some kind of a reason, or maybe, hopefully, he'll be like the first CEO who's actually decent. I don't know. Like for now, at least he seems pretty decent. Like I don't know, but yeah, who knows? I might be wrong. Like I also thought Shant was okay, but then we saw what he's doing. God damn it. But anyways, enough about the CEOs. Like it just pisses me off. Oh, also, why am I just talking about the CEOs? The freaking civilians are also all, all of them are just they're just sheep. They're just sheep. What can I say? Like oh my god. It's just right. But you know what? That's the reality, I guess. Like social media and everything, it's just 90% of people who uses them are just sheep. They don't think for themselves. They just go along with the hype. That's what they do. They don't have brains to think about, like like actual decent people who like have a brain and who think for themselves. They don't participate in in these type of nonsenses. You see the people who like most like majority of the people who comments in social media posts and everything, like if it's a nice comment and everything, it's fine. If it's something constructive and everything, it's fine. That's why I'm saying majority of the people who jumps into these bandwagon and these things, they don't think for themselves. They see something and they're like, oh, that must be the reason why this is happening. Okay, let me jump into it. you know so yeah, like majority people like who like does these type of things, they're all stupid. They don't have a brain to think for themselves, and they constitute 90% of social media. you know so it's not that the whole world is dumb. It's just that it's like a fraction of people who are the loudest, they're the dumb ones. The people who actually think and don't like jump into bandwagons and stuff, they just don't comment or they just don't participate in these type of things because they know it's freaking dumb. So 90% of like people who does these type of things, they're stupid because they don't have anything better to do. So yeah, that's how things escalate. These people makes these type of like things like go become famous and viral, and it's just it's thing. And that's literally what we were seeing. You see how many people here were just looking at the whole situation and immediately jumped into conclusions that yeah, it was pretty convincing because but still, like it's just like they just came here and like like where were they when Smile was getting beaten up? Where were these people? Where Dragon Boy was fighting Smile, where Dragon Boy was literally blackmailing Smile, when he was like they both of them were fighting. Where were they? They decided to just pop up immediately at the time when Smile became this monster, and yeah. Anyways, just like all of these guys, they just you know, yeah. Anyways, then we also get to see the whole Nice section where like obviously Nice was just a puppet. As we can see, he's just like it's so sad because he became this, he wanted to be a hero because he idolized Smile and he wanted to make the world a better place. He wanted to become like Smile. He wanted to and then he gets paired up with this like person like Shant, who literally was like, oh, you like you, we are the reason why you have been able to come to this position. So like you're nothing without us, so do what we say. And like just puppet, like a puppet master just did all of that. And yeah, and this was like the like and the thing is, Nice was too far gone to come back at this point. So he has done so many things according to what Shan said and everything, that he was too deep into this hole that he cannot climb back up. So now that he was in front of his literal hero who he idolized, and he was given a task like this, he just shut down. He didn't know what to do because he knows that he doesn't want to do this, but he also knows he's too far down gone to back out. So like yeah, it's just unfortunate, and we all know what happens after this. He takes his life. We know what happens. So right. Okay. Now, okay, so there you go. That was that. Like Nice and Dragon Boy then starts fighting, and then at the moment where Knives was just going to get obliterated by Dragon Boy's attack. X comes in and just, you know, there you go. And everything is 3D. He's just waiting there, and he's like, all right, let me take care of this. And yeah, so like I said, I'm still not 100% sure how his attacks, how his power works, but obviously it seems like when he changes dimension, like it it becomes like this cartoony kind of 2D thing where things beside him changes accordingly. Like, you know for example, like as we were seeing, he was sliding on those tin cans in that world, but in reality he was sliding on the rope to the bridge. So it's like that, like it like changes, like it's kind of like that, like in this world, this like cartoonish world that he changes into. The things over there are different from what is it in reality, and he can interfere with these things to make it, like for the result to be reflected in reality as well. So they didn't really show us exactly what he did when he fought Dragon Boy, but this is what I assume. He went to that world, that cartoonish world, 2D world, and he probably snatched up Dragon Boy like a piece of paper, crumpled it up, and threw it away. And then obviously it reflected back into reality where people just saw Dragon Ball just disappear and appear in the water. You know. So whatever he does in this world and interferes in this world, it reflects in reality. Something like that. And yeah. Yeah, so he snaps, and you can see he just grabs him, takes him out like a piece of paper, crumples it and throws it. That's hilarious. Bruh, this episode was supposed to be Dragon Ball's episode. X just comes in, and yeah, I guess that's literally what happened, because Dragon Ball in the end, he was like, "What the hell? Like, I was supposed to shine here. I was supposed to climb up the ranks. Everyone's looking at X now." You know. Yeah. There you go. In the end, Smile is gone, and Smile was still smiling up until the end. And yeah, now you can see Rock sees that, and Rock realizes something from the way X reacted. Took the necklace, the pendant, and he was like holding it. And obviously, I guess Rock realized that, oh, wait a minute, maybe this is someone who has some connection to Smile. And now he's like, I can track him down, who this guy is. And I think he can actually, because he'll probably, now what he'll probably try to like see the records of Smile, who he interacted with, who he was good friends with, all these things he'll see, and he'll probably like do background check on each of these people that Smile interacted with and have had a good relationship with, and like probably try to find like a connection and something like that he'll do. So yeah. But anyways, I still think, even if he's able to track him down, I still think it's going to be extremely difficult to like deal with X, because you have to remember, it's not only Rock. There's a lot of other people who wants to like like know who X is. So Rock is just a small piece of the puzzle. Like he might try to do something from his side, but like who knows, some other, like I can I can envision this happening, like Rock trying to like finds out who X is, and he tries to like do something to him, but then one of the other CEOs come in, like specifically maybe like Mickey or something comes in, and he tries, because like all the other CEOs, they're trying to screw over Rock. Like Rock is trying to do this, Mickey's trying to screw over Rock, and Shanda is also in a way like trying to do the same. you know so yeah, I can easily see like like some other CEO like trying to establish contact with X. And like I don't think X will ever get affiliated with any company. I don't think so that will ever happen. but that doesn't matter because all these other, like, companies, they will try to get X. Because now that he has been showing his face now in a proper way, they will try to track him down and they'll try to make contact with him and sign him in with their, like, company. But I don't think X will ever take any of those, like, or who knows, I might be wrong. We'll see. Let's wait and see. Anyways, now next episode, I'm assuming we're going to get the dog hero. And I said this in the previous episode, I felt like the girl that dog hero was with looked very similar to Smile's daughter. I might be completely wrong, you know. So, like, you see how this show has a way of showing characters, like, the characters arc that we'll be seeing. We kind of get to see a little glimpse of them in the previous arc. So it is possible that, like, Smile's daughter is actually connected to that dog, and that dog will, I might, like I said, I might be completely wrong because I felt like, like in one of the trailers I saw the dog was there with a little girl, and I felt like that girl looked quite familiar and very similar to Smile's daughter. But I might be completely wrong. Like I said, let's wait and see. Next episode we'll see. But obviously I'm sure we'll get to see the dog, and um I'm looking forward to that because I do wonder how, like, like a dog hero, like, that's been he's gonna have a lot of fans because obviously he's a dog and people, like, love, like, like animals. So it's a little extra advantage that he'll probably get. People will be like, oh my god, he's so cute. And his trust value will increase or something. Right. And it's a very peculiar thing, like, dog fighting as a hero. So that in itself, that uniqueness in itself is probably going to help him a lot to gain a lot of trust value. And you know how they say dogs are, like, obviously, like, the man's best friend, and like, most faithful being and everything. Yeah, those are probably going to make people trust more on him, something like that. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, wait a minute. I forgot, this is have 25 or 24 episodes. I forgot, I checked it before, I just forgot again. 24. Wait, so two more episodes after this? Oh, okay, well, I thought we were going to see X a little bit. Maybe we're just going to get the dog's episode. Maybe there'll be just one episode for the dog. Like, we did see X in today's episode, but I don't know. I thought there was going to be at least one episode dedicated to X and the end or something. Anyways, let's just wait and see. That is it. I'll end this video here. Thank you for watching, guys. This was my reaction to Be Hero X episode 22. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.